Alright people, so welcome to Jumbo IAS and welcome to UPSC Prelims Phoenix batch. In this batch, we revise the entire syllabus for UPSC Prelims examination, both static as well as current affairs. Now, as you all know, you're well versed with the schedule. We are currently on day 2 of Indian polity. And your today's targets were citizenship and constitutional amendment. These were your two targets. The notes for these two targets, daily targets, were provided to you well in advance. So I'm hoping just before this lecture, you have already gone through the notes because that is very important. Do not sit for this lecture without going through those notes from constitutional amendment and citizenship. Okay, that would be your revision number 1, that revision, and this would be your revision number 2. Okay, so follow the schedule properly. Okay, then let's straight away dive into the lecture. Let's straight away start with day 2 of Indian polity. Let's begin. So Indian polity, day 2, citizenship and constitutional amendments. So let's revise these two topics again through a set of 30 MCQs. So question number 1. With reference to constitutional provisions for citizenship in India, consider the following statements. The Constitution provides a permanent and a comprehensive law relating to citizenship in India. The Constitution identifies persons who became citizens of India only at the time of commencement on January 26, 1950. Article 11 empowers the Parliament to regulate the right of citizenship by law. You see, in every country, citizenship, the entire process of citizenship is regulated by legislature. It is not regulated by the constitution. And same in India. Well, Indian constitution deals with citizenship definitely, but it tells us who are Indian citizens at the commencement of constitution. After 26 January 1950, every provision, all provisions of citizenship shall be regulated by Parliament by law. And this is mentioned in Article 11. So on 26 January 1950, what is the status of citizenship for so many Indians? That is given in the Constitution. After this date, Parliament by law will regulate that. This is Article 11. So this is correct, this is correct. And if statement 2 is correct, how can statement 1 be correct? It doesn't give us a permanent rules and regulations with respect to citizenship. It only tells about citizenship on this date, 1950. So the answer to this question is very simple, B. Okay, next, question number 2. Under Article 5 of Indian Constitution, a person could become a citizen at the commencement of Constitution if they had their domicile in India and fulfilled which of the following conditions. Okay, so Article 5 says who are Indian citizens at the commencement of Constitution, 26 January 1950. Okay, was born in the territory of India, either of whose parents was born in the territory of India. He has been ordinarily resident in India for not less than 5 years immediately preceding this date. All three are absolutely correct. Okay, so the answer is D. Next. Now, Article 6 and Article 7 deals with the question of Pakistan and citizenship with respect to that. So, Article 7. Regarding Article 7 of the Constitution, which deals with persons who migrated to Pakistan, consider the following. A person who migrated to Pakistan after March 1st, 1947, by that time it was clear that Pakistan was being created, but later returned to India under a permit for resettlement, is deemed to have migrated to India after. Now look, well, all those Indians who came from Pakistan to India before July 19th, 1948 would have a very easy process. Very easy process. This is given in Article 6. Very easy process. But those who came to India later than July 19th, 1948, they would have a difficult process for acquiring Indian citizenship. Okay, there are a few procedures that they have to follow. Now, Article 7 deals with those people who initially thought that I will live in Pakistan. They went there and they didn't like it there. So they decided to come back to India and become a part of India. Okay, for them, the process would be difficult. Why did you choose to go to Pakistan in the first place? If you decided to go to Pakistan and now are rethinking, then the process for you would be difficult. You would deem to come to India after July 19th, 1948. Okay, the rules and regulations would be same as those Indians who came to India after July 19, 1948. C. Clear? Next. Which article of the Indian Constitution states that a person voluntarily acquiring citizenship of a foreign state shall not be a citizen of India? So Article 9 clearly states that any person who voluntarily acquires citizenship of a foreign country, their Indian citizenship is cancelled. This is Article 9. Simple. Okay, B. Next. Consider the following rights, privileges. Which of them are available only to citizens of India and denied to foreigners? Right to equality of opportunity in public employment, right to freedom of speech and expression, Article 19, right to contest elections for MP, eligibility to hold the office of Vice President of India. Now look, there are some fundamental rights that are only available to Indian citizens, not to foreigners. What are those fundamental rights? Article 15, Article 16, Article 19, Article 29, minority rights, Article 30. Okay, these are only available to Indian, or let's just say Indian citizens. So as per this question, Article 16 and 19 are already there. Apart from these fundamental rights, only Indian citizens can stand for elections. Logically speaking, yes. And only Indian citizens can hold the office of Vice President. So all D. Okay, next. With reference to citizenship by birth under Citizenship Act 1955, okay, this is law by Parliament. Consider the following statements. A person born in India on January 30th, 1951 is a citizen of India irrespective of nationality of their parents. For those born or after December 3, 2004, citizenship is granted only if both parents are citizens or one is a citizen and other is not an illegal immigrant. You see, before this date, 2004, okay, anyone who was born in India, well, was considered Indian citizen. So you just have to be born on Indian soil and you would be Indian citizen in the beginning of the constitution, at the beginning and at the enactment of Citizenship Amendment Act 1955. Okay, this principle is known as jus soli, which means son of soil, that you have to be born on soil of India and you will be citizen. Okay, then later Citizenship Amendment Act was amended many times. Through various amendments in 2004, it was decided that it's not just enough that you are born in India. Well, you should be born in India and either of your parents should be an Indian citizen and the other should not be a illegal immigrant. Therefore, through this amendment, we made Indian citizenship jus sanguine, which means by blood. You should be Indian citizen by blood. And how would you be Indian citizen by blood? Well, if your parents are Indian citizens. So your parents should be Indian citizens. Then only your citizenship by birth in India would be acknowledged. So we shifted from jus soli to jus sanguinis. Okay. So it was true in 1951, but not anymore. Both statements are correct. Remember these two concepts, jus soli, jus sanguinis. Okay. Next. A person born outside India on or after January 26, 1950, but before December 10, 1992, is a citizen of India by descent if their father was a citizen of India. So if, well, you are born outside India, but you're an Indian. And how would you know how would we know that you're an Indian? Your father was an Indian. Then you would be considered Indian citizen. But in 1992, Citizenship Amendment Act was amended, saying that this is patriarchal. Why can't you be an Indian citizen if your mother is Indian? Okay. So either of your parents should be Indian. This was added in 1992 and after 1992, well, either of your parents can be Indians. But the question asks before 1992. Before 1992, it was only father. Okay, C. Next. To acquire Indian citizenship by naturalization, a foreigner must have resided in India for a total of how many years? In the 14 years preceding the 12 months before the application. So first of all, 12 months before, 1 year before the application, you should have resided in India for 14 years. In that 14-year period, you should have been in India only for 11 years. You can be traveling abroad, but 11 years minimum you should be in India to apply for citizenship in India by naturalization. Okay, this is to ensure that you're not just taking Indian citizenship, you really want a permanent home in India. Okay, C. Next, consider the following modes of losing Indian citizenship. So Citizenship Act 1955 gives us three modes through which we can lose Indian citizenship. Renunciation, if we voluntarily give up our citizenship. Termination, if we do not give up our citizenship, but we acquire a foreign citizenship. So our Indian citizenship is automatically terminated. And deprivation. If the government finds out that you acquired your Indian citizenship through fraud, they can deprive you of your Indian citizenship forcefully. This is deprivation. All three are correctly matched. Okay, next. The Citizenship Amendment Act. So the law was amended in 2019 to provide Indian citizenship, okay, provide a path for citizenship for undocumented non-Muslim communities from which of the following countries? Afghanistan, Pakistan, Myanmar, Bangladesh. So this CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act, allows non-Muslim persecuted minorities in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh to come India and seek Indian citizenship. Okay, this was only for Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh because over there non-Muslims are in a minority. So the answer would be 1, 2, and 4. This is a very famous law. There were protests also, CAA and RC protests in Delhi. So 1, 2, and 4. Okay, not Myanmar. Myanmar is not covered in this. Next.